Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening wherever you are all over the world. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is still your one and only 24/7 news boss. We are here once again to bring you a fresh update concerning the IPOB. And if you are joining us for the first time, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like and share this video to stay updated with the latest unfolding events in the southeast. In this update, we are going to take a deep dive into a very serious story coming out of the southeast, precisely Mbano in Imo State, where a shocking bias of civilians has been reported. Now, what makes this incident even more controversial is that the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has openly accused the zoo government of being behind the buying. IPOB insists that the buying was not random but rather a deliberate plan to discredit their movement and weaken the call for Biafra. So in this update, these are the things we will carefully break down. Number one, what happened in Mbano. 2. IPOB's strong accusation against the zoo government. 3. The connection they are drawing to the ongoing detention of their leader, Nnamdi Kanu. 4. The wider impact this is having on peace and security in the southeast. And finally, what this all means going forward. So my people, stay with me because by the end of this video, you will have a clear understanding of the situation, and we will also ask some important questions that you, our viewers, can discuss in the comment section. So let's dive in. First and foremost, let's start with what we know about the incident itself. Reports emerged from Mbano, Imo State, of an attack that left several innocent civilians died. As has become common in recent years, the immediate reaction from the zoo security agencies was to blame IPOB and its armed wing, the Eastern Security Network, ESN. Almost as soon as the buyings were reported, statements were issued suggesting that IPOB gunmen were responsible. But IPOB has strongly rejected its narrative. They have accused the zoo government and its security agencies of masterminding the buyings as part of a wider agenda to paint the Biafran struggle as violent and criminal. So instead of admitting guilt, IPOB has completely turned the tables, saying, "This is not us. This is the zoo government itself using violence to destroy our reputation." This immediately set the stage for exchanging of words between IPOB and the authorities, with innocent civilians once again caught in the middle. Let's now go into IPOB's own position, which was made clear in a statement signed by their spokesperson, Emma Powerful. In this statement, IPOB condemned the buying in the strongest possible terms. They said the buying was not only tragic but also part of a long-standing zoo nation pattern. Emma Powerful described it as a manufactured narrative, in other words, a story deliberately created by the state, where buyings are carried out secretly and then IPOB is blamed in the public. He went further to say that there are what he called faceless, filthy columnists within the zoo nation's own security agencies, shadowy figures who commit atrocities and then point the finger at IPOB. According to IPOB, the ultimate aim is simple: criminalize IPOB, delegitimize the Biafra movement, and justify the continued detention of their leader, Nnamdi Kanu. That brings us to a very important point: the connection to Nnamdi Kanu's ongoing case. Emma Powerful and IPOB believe that there is a recurring pattern that the zoo nation and the international community must not ignore. They say that each time Nnamdi Kanu makes progress in court or when international pressures build up for his release, violence suddenly breaks out in the southeast. For example, when lawyers present strong arguments for his release, a sudden bias occurs. When human rights groups begin speaking out, another violent attack is recorded. And every single time IPOB says, the blame is quickly shifted to them. This is, in their words, is a deliberate strategy by the zoo government to create chaos, blame IPOB, and then use that as justification to keep Kanu behind bars. So in their view, the kpayins in Mbano are not isolated, they are political weapons being used in a bigger battle over Kanu's freedom. Now, IPOB didn't just issue accusations, they also threw down a very bold challenge. Powerful said if the police or the Zoo Nation's military really believe IPOB or ESN carried out these kpayins, then let them bring out solid evidence in a court of law. He emphasized that IPOB is not afraid of the truth, but what they will not accept is trial by media, where security agencies rush to the press, hold press conferences, and declare IPOB guilty without any real investigation. This, IPOB says, has been happening for too long, and unless the zoo government can prove their claims in a court of law, they maintain that these accusations are nothing more than lies. In addition to addressing the zoo nation state directly, IPOB also appealed to the wider international community. A more powerful statement called on foreign governments, human rights groups, and international organizations to take note of what is happening in the southeast. He warned that the buying of innocent people in Igbo land cannot continue unnoticed. His words were emotional, saying, "Let the world take note. The buying of innocents in Igbo land will never be forgotten. We hold the Zoo Nation and its collaborators responsible." By doing this, IPOB is once again trying to internationalize the Biafran issue, hoping that global attention will put pressure on the zoo government. Now, let's pause and look at what this means in practical terms. Analysts have pointed out that both sides, IPOB and the zoo government, have reasons to defend themselves aggressively. For the zoo government, admitting that state actors are involved in the buying would be devastating. It would completely damage the zoo nation's international reputation and could even open the door for international sanctions. For IPOB, being labeled as a violent terrorist group is also damaging. It scares away international sympathy and makes it harder for them to win the legal and political battle for Biafra. So what we see is a constant struggle of blame and denial, accusation and counter-accusation. And sadly, in the middle of this propaganda are the ordinary people of the Southeast who continue to live in fear and insecurity. The IPOB statement ended with some very powerful words. Powerful declared, "Every act of repression only strengthens our resolve. Every innocent life kpayed cries out for justice, and that justice will surely come." These words show that IPOB sees itself not as a defeated movement, but as one that grows stronger with each confrontation. Whether one agrees with them or not, it's clear that IPOB is not backing down. So here we are once again, another tragedy in Imo State, another round of accusations and denials. On one hand, IPOB insists the zoo government is behind the Mbano buying. On the other hand, the authorities are sticking to their claim that IPOB is responsible for unrest in the southeast. But this leaves us with some very difficult questions. Who is really benefiting from these repeated outbreaks of violence? IPOB or the zoo government? Could an independent investigation ever uncover the truth about Mbano buying? and with innocent lives constantly being killed. What does this mean for the future of peace and stability in the Southeast? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to 24/7 News Boards so you don't miss out on our next update. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay safe.